In this week's episode, we discuss the role of healers and supports across many different types of games, such as single-player games like Dragon Age or online multiplayer games like Overwatch. We talk about the differences between them all and why we main support in this week's episode of Get Blueshelled. Hey guys, welcome back to Get Blueshelled.
Episode 17.
Ooh, we're back.
Woo, how's everyone doing? It's been a while since we recorded.
Yeah, we're back. My
Like
voice
2
is
weeks.
a little gone, but
I know, are you okay,
good.
Mike? How's it going?
I had like a really bad cough over the weekdays, and like Wednesday I had to take off work just because I like completely lost my voice.
Oh no, are you feeling better?
Yeah, I'm feeling better now. It's really just like a cough, and then when I talk too much, my voice sort of goes in and out.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Feel better.
Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, get better, Mike. We need you.
Maybe, hold on, get ready for this transition. Maybe a healer could help me out.
Dun, dun, dun. You need some real support for your immune system.
I gotta
Your
get
turn,
that
Ryan.
healing stream engaged. Oh, I needed a pun.
Need a pun.
I'm healing you up. Once you,
Ryan, you failed.
Yeah, let's just
Oh no. Once Mike gets sick, he'll need someone to tuck him in. No?
Yeah, that's
Wait,
just
what?
Overwatch stuff.
Never mind.
I got it.
That
It's
was just
Mercy.
Ryan,
It's my
you
girl
upset me.
Mercy.
That was Anna.
Oh, whatever.
Oh, you're right. All right. You know what? All right, you get a couple points for that. Just
you.
a couple.
Because it's Anna. Only because it's Anna.
I love Anna. So today, actually, before we get into the actual topic, Ryan beat Breath of the Wild.
What?
Ooh. Yes, I did.
Yes.
Not completed yet. I still have a lot of shrines and quests to do, but I beat the main story.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
I-
Really quick, like one sentence.
Really quick, I absolutely loved it. One of my favorite games of all time.
See, I'm proud of you, Ryan. Kept it nice,
Good work, Ryan.
short and simple.
It was
But,
against my will, but fine.
So now there are 2 people here who have beat the game. I'm just, to be honest though, and this kind of goes into like why I think the Switch was such a good idea. I've been playing the story only with my friend Chris, and then when I'm not with him, so like that's most of the week, I've just been like grinding out mats and stuff and just exploring. So it's cool
Nice.
that like I can still play the game without progressing the story, and so he doesn't miss anything. And then on the
Yeah.
weekends when I see him, we can actually like do really cool stuff. So
And you always feel like you're accomplishing something. Yeah.
so I mean, the fact that he's not very good, I get to get all the food and everything ready so that when he does play, we're prepared.
No,
Stocked
I
up.
mean that's good because you can do all the shrines and the quests, and then when you see him, you can go for the beasts and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I have 2 beasts down. I'm working in the Gerudo area.
Have fun.
Honestly, I like that one a lot. Just to be quick, I think that one and Zora were my favorite areas.
Yeah, Zora's really cool. I like the Goron area, but like once you got into the, I don't know. I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, it was cool. Like I felt like it was really cool trying to get into the city with like the heat stuff. It's like, oh, I have a timer. I gotta hurry up and get in there. But then after that, I was like, okay, this is like once you get the armor and you're just like,
yeah,
oh,
now it's just a fiery place.
now it's just a fiery place. It just felt a little weird, but at least with the Zora one, I didn't feel like I had that giant limiting factor. And then once I got the armor, it's like, oh, cool, I can go up waterfalls.
Yeah. I mean, I
Like,
also
it was cool, but
I mean, I know Mike did as well, but I also like the Rito area. I just think that it was a little bit like short. But that's my only complaint with it.
It did feel a little short.
Like I
the
was
Zora
in out
one
of there.
felt so long, and then the other ones feel short.
The Gerudo one. I don't know how far you are into the Gerudo area.
I'm trying to get into the city.
Okay, so like I think the Gerudo side quest is actually one of the longer ones. It's like on par with the Zora length.
Well, no, but okay, yeah. But the main story is trying to get into the city, right? That's one of the main story quests.
Essentially, yeah. Once you figure it out, it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like stuck. I just haven't played. Like I got up to that part and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go explore.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
But it's cool though. So today we're gonna talk a little bit about the role of support in video games.
Whoa.
Now, it's not gonna be just Overwatch. Don't worry. We have played other games. We do play other games. We don't just play Overwatch and Zelda.
Yeah, it'll be
That's what you're
Overwatch
wondering.
and WoW exclusively.
Yeah, it's Overwatch, WoW, and Zelda, so it's all 3 of those. But let's first, I guess let's just start with Overwatch, just because we're the most comfortable with that, and then we can kind of go from there. I feel like
Get that out of the
Overwatch
way.
is the only game that has the support role that all three of us have played extensively. So all the supports in Overwatch are Ana, Lucio, Mercy, Symmetra, and Zenyatta. So you have like a core of 5 supports, they all fill different roles. They all have different pros and cons, and I think it's really cool that you can switch between them in the heat of battle. So what's like your favorite Overwatch hero to play, and like which one do you think is the best?
Obviously, Mercy.
Mercy's cool.
I think I might have hit 100 hours with her.
Okay, you're a nerd.
Maybe not. Definitely more than 50, and I think probably less than 100 or at 100.
I can't.
I want to say like 70s.
Wow.
It's like
nerd.
crazy. I
See,
love
Everybody
it.
point at Mike and scream nerd.
No,
Nerd.
stop.
See, but the crazy thing is that whenever we all play together, I see him play Mercy sometimes, but I see him play a lot of like Farah and other stuff. So I'm like, where do these other hours come from? Where do all these
Because
hours?
he's got a nerf. He's got to carry us with his
Yeah.
Sombra play. So
No, it's because I feel like I have to like downplay myself, right? And it's like, oh, we gotta win this. Then Mercy comes out, and then no one dies, and then we win.
That's what I do with Soldier. It's like you got to save him. He's your trump card. All right? And so
Yeah,
you
exactly.
play whatever you want, and then when you start losing, it's like, all right, I gotta break out the Soldier. See? I feel
Like
you,
I remember
feel
one
you.
time we were playing, and then it was like, oh yeah, I was just playing around with like Sombra and like I think Widow or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, we're losing, and no one's like a healer for whatever reason. And I brought out Mercy, and like, oh, yep, we won.
Yeah, Mercy's really, really cool. I do like her like healing beam and then her damage beam. So like, you can kind of choose what's better for the situation. But I think my favorite part of Mercy is when you put the staff away and you take out the pistol.
Oh
and you
my
can
god, people don't
actually
see it
solo
coming.
people. Yeah,
I beat a Reaper one-on-one with it once.
dude. It's if you're actually decent with the pistol, you could do a lot of damage. People totally underestimate Mercy damage.
Oh,
I am
yeah.
not good with the pistol at all.
It's hard. It's definitely tough, but it's good. I mean, okay, I guess I'll go next. So everybody knows that Ana is my favorite.
What?
But that's just because I like the fact that she has a really nice, well-rounded toolkit.
She really does, actually.
Yeah, I do like the sleeping, because when you put somebody to sleep who like enrages, like Winston, like, oh, you ulted? Okay, bye, go to sleep. You know, like I love that like hard counter to stuff
Yeah,
like
well,
that.
like with like Roadhog, it counters like everything he does. Like, oh, teammate hook, sleep. Oh, he's using his ult, sleep.
I love it.
He's
That's why I
healing,
always
sleep.
play Ana.
Yeah, I love
But
it.
that's it though.
I mean, I will say though, in my opinion, you can tell me if I'm wrong, isn't the sleep a little bit tough to nail though? Like it's a little bit tough to hit in some cases?
That's why with characters like Roadhog, it's like the perfect scenario because they're so big. Where it's like I don't want to say it's hard to miss, but it's definitely a lot easier than trying to pin like
A
a
tracer.
tracer running
Exactly.
around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that gets into like Ana's weaknesses. So once you get somebody like a Tracer or a Reaper, somebody who can just jump Ana in like close combat, the only thing Ana has is her grenade, and they nerfed that. So not a lot.
Oh, they put
though.
it back.
No,
Didn't they put it
I thought the initial healer or the something was still nerfed. They didn't nerf the.
Oh, is it?
Oh, you know what they nerfed? The healing percentage, I think.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
but the
okay.
damage is still there. That makes yeah.
Yeah, but maybe it's something's still there. I don't know what.
Because I know
did.
they wanted to reduce it, but then like, oh yeah, everyone hates this.
Maybe not. I don't remember. Maybe they nerfed her damage then. Oh, that's what they did.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
They
they definitely
reversed the
did nerf,
grenade. And
yeah.
yeah. Regardless, though, that's all she has. So if you can still kill her through that, there's no way she's gonna sleep like a Genji unless you're like professional level. Like that's just like I'm not gonna be putting a Genji or a Tracer to sleep. But yeah, she like hard counters Roadhog. So like whenever we play against one, I watch, and when I see that Roadhog throw out a hook, even if I don't think he's gonna hit my teammate, just sleep him.
There you go.
Because
Yeah.
more times than not, he's going to hit your teammate. Because that Roadhog's not on your team. If the Roadhog was on your team, he wouldn't land any hooks.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's annoying, but I think he has more counters than people think, because I was playing Orisa last night, and Orisa was countering him hard, and it was fun as hell.
Yeah, but she's not a. Is she a support? No, she's like a
She's a
offense,
tank.
right?
No, she's a tank, but like
Oh, she's a tank.
but with her kit, she can counter Roadhog pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I think now probably with Orisa then, or Roadhog has like a decent amount of counters. He's always had counters, but he's just been like unfun to play against.
Yeah.
Like if you get hooked, 99% of the characters you can't do anything about it. Like you get
Yeah.
hooked, you watch yourself get hooked, you're stunned, and then you instantly die, and there's nothing you can do about it.
You need your teammates.
Yeah, if you have
need
under
that Zarya backing you up.
Yeah, good luck and quick play.
it's like that 200 health. You have under 200 health, and you're gone.
Yeah, so, and the thing is, like, some of the supports have a way to get around it. So, like, Actually, I guess really only 2. Lucio has his knockback, so if you time it, you could actually knock the Roadhog back and miss, or hope that he misses his shotgun.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, so like I guess Lucio's like the best, and then Ana, if you don't have your sleep, you're automatically dead because you can't do anything about it. That sleep cooldown's pretty long. But Ana also has the healing reduction, which is pretty cool.
Seer does.
Yeah.
But like if Mercy gets hooked by, if Zenyatta gets hooked by, Symmetra probably could live it because she has all those shields.
Possibly.
She has her shields up.
Yeah. But let's talk a little bit now about the role of this sport. So a lot of people, when they think support, they think it's just like straight up healing. Like there's a difference to me between support and healers. Like in World of Warcraft, there's no support class. You're a healer.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what you do. You heal the entire time in a boss fight. But in Overwatch, yes, you are healing, but you don't always heal. Like that's why all these characters have options, right? So and Ana does a lot of snipe damage. Mercy can boost your damage. Lucio can speed you up. So what do you guys think about the fact that Overwatch has more of this support versus a healer class?
I think that it's nice because, like you say, if people are coming from WoW to Overwatch, and I feel like most people would because WoW obviously came out first, people think support equals healer when they first get there and they see like the Mercy and Lucio, which by the way, you didn't ask, but Lucio is my favorite support character. But
oh yeah, sorry Ryan, I got into my rant about Ana and I forgot.
You're totally fine. So I think that when people are still getting into Overwatch or getting into these type of games, they pair support and healing. But I think that you're right in that these games, well, at least Overwatch, provides you with that coverage of speed is a support characteristic. Sleep is a support characteristic. Damage is a support characteristic. So that's nice that they are incorporated. The only thing I will say, though, is that I feel like Symmetra is that gray area where she could be classified as a support with her shields, but she also could easily be defensive.
Yeah, Mike, what do you think? I've been ranting.
Yeah, so I think the best, like, okay, I'll just get it throw it out there. Like, the healers are the ones I play with, no matter what the game is. Like, with me and my friends, I'm like the designated healer. So I've had experience with this. The best healers are definitely ones that don't just straight up heal and then like that's it. So once we get into our favorite healers, I'll gush over mine. But let's just say she does a lot more than just like, oh, I'm healing you and you guys gotta do the damage.
Yeah, I mean, I think that with Mercy, and I mean, obviously it's very admirable because, like, as you, and this is something we're going to get into, it's tough because we all like support roles. Like, Mike, you just said that you're the designated healer, but you don't mind doing that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I heal sometimes, and I'll do damage other times, but I don't mind healing because I like it. But that's a big problem for support, and I think that's what we want to talk about, is that us three all love playing support characters in games and healing, but there are other people who don't, and they actually find it boring. So it's like, why? How do some people find it interesting and some people just don't like support roles?
Well, I think part of it also stems from the fact, and this also applies for MOBA games like League and Heroes of the Storm, but support typically, they don't do a lot of damage, and a lot of people enjoy seeing those high damage numbers. So I think that's part of it, but I also think that part of it is that it's very hard to carry a team as a support player. Support, a lot of times, have those playmaking abilities. So yeah, you know, if you're Lucio and you boop 6 people off the edge, that's great. But most of the time that doesn't happen. It's a lot easier to get a 6-man McCree ult than boop 6 people off the edge, you know? And I just think that sometimes the skill level for support to carry, you'll see the carries happening more at the very top when you get the mechanically efficient players. But like most of the time, like you're not gonna see a Mercy 1v3. You know, you're not gonna see Ana like snipe 6 Pharahs out of the sky unless you play at a higher level. So I think that the fact that really all support has is the passive and the playmaking ability. It's kind of like the far edges of the spectrum, I guess. There's like no middle ground. And I guess like going into like the MOBA world, I actually started playing League of Legends as a support character, and I played more of like I played a character called Braum. Do you guys know anything about Braum from League?
Okay. Yeah, I think. Or I'm not
He's
quite-
basically, he's a support character, and what he does is he's like a stand behind me type guy, so you can put up a shield, and then you'll stop all the projectiles from hitting anything, like anybody behind you. So what's cool about him is that you can like hop to your teammates, put up the shield, and stop anything. Kind of think of like a Reinhardt that could hop to people. And it's pretty cool. But it's one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna keep my teammates alive, but I'm gonna depend on my teammates to win the game for me.
Yeah, and I think the two stigmas that are involved with support that I see all the time, whether it's with friends in real life or on message boards, is that there's the stigma, like you just said, of dependency, where you're not the ones getting the kills, so you're dependent on your team to do it. And then there's also the stigma of it being boring, which obviously none of us think supporting is boring. But I have friends where I'm like, oh, I play Lucio, and they say, aren't you bored? And I'm like, no, because he can speed up, slow down, heal. He moves around fast, and he's a lot of mobility. And people are like, yeah, but like you other than your booping, like all you do is just go around in circles and heal. And I'm like, I don't see it that way. I see Lucio as fun and fast, but some people see it as boring. So that's another stigma of support characters.
Yeah, people think healers are like passive. They're like, oh yeah, you just stand behind heal. And it's like, oh yeah, that's what your role is. That's what you're doing. But again, like the best supports have like a whole kit that they could use.
Exactly, like Anna.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, just to agree with you, like Anna. Like Anna is a support, but she has a kit to her.
See, okay, so Anna's the newest support character. Compare her to somebody who was in the game at the beginning, like Lucio. They're very different kits, don't get me wrong, but you could definitely tell that Anna was created to be a more proactive, like you're always doing something on Anna. Now Lucio, you're always doing something, but like, even though I don't know if you guys saw Lucio's damage is getting buffed, let's just assume that we're not in that time period yet. Lucio really doesn't do too much. He's fun to play, don't get me wrong, but you are basically just running around just left clicking people and just kind of waiting for like a boop opportunity. Symmetra's great, or not Symmetra, because she got reworked, so I'd classify her as like a newer hero, just because she did get a very large rework. Like but like Mercy, again, Mercy's fun, and I love Mercy, but you can definitely tell there's a very different design approach for her. She's going to be the person who sits in the back. She reses people, and she just heals and damage boosts. You can do damage, again, but I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that the kits on the reworked ones are definitely more proactive. They give you more things to do and more ways to use the tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
And they do that with MOBAs too. So I mean, I guess let's just shift a little bit away from Overwatch now, because I think we kind of pretty much hit everything.
Yeah.
Well, really quickly before we go, just one quick thing.
Sure.
So I mean, we can talk about Zenyatta later. I mean, Zenyatta's not like that big deal. I mean, he's just like about buffs and debuffs. But with Symmetra, just to end Overwatch, because then we have other topics to talk about, or we could always come back with Symmetra. Obviously, if you're looking at a game like World of Warcraft, where you have support, I'm technically healing, attack, and tanking. Obviously, if you look at that, Symmetra doesn't fall into one of those ranges. She obviously would fall into the support range, because her kit doesn't make her an attacker or a tank. But in Overwatch, there's a whole class of defense characters, so I'm just wondering, like, obviously she's a support in the sense that she does other things than healing, but could she be a defense?
I think she should lose her shields. And by that, I mean the shield that you put on your teammates, not the range shield that flies out like Reinhardt.
Yeah.
I think she should lose her ally shielding, buff her turrets, and make her a defense character. Call it a day.
I'd be okay with that.
I mean, I don't like the turret gameplay, and I think that there's already too many turrets in the game, but at least I feel like that class that fits her more. She does not feel like a support. If you have a Symmetra on your team, you don't feel supported. You have to complement her with like a Lucio or something, because you're just not gonna get it. I like Symmetra Zenyatta comps, because Symmetra can kind of afford to move up a little bit. Zenyatta can kind of be very versatile, but like, I wouldn't even want a Symmetra Mercy. I just feel like that just wouldn't work that well.
Like, let's just say when I'm doing that, I feel like I'm solo. I mean, I am solo healing, but it's like, oh yeah, I'm the only healer. Like, I don't think of Symmetra as like obviously not a healing role, but not a support role either. She's just, yeah, I treat her like a defensive hero.
See, I would wonder, since they also mentioned that aside from the Lucio damage buffs, they may be giving him a rework. And whenever they rework heroes, as you can see with Symmetra, they kind of keep the core of it, but then they tweak their abilities. I would like to see Symmetra lose those shields and it go to somebody else. I don't know who it would go to. Maybe it would go to Zenyatta. Maybe somehow they could work it into Lucio or something. But I just feel like I don't think Symmetra is a support anymore, especially since the rework.
Yeah, I agree, and I could see that though, because for example, I could see you move Symmetra to defense, you add a new support character in the future, and with Zenyatta, he has now three orbs. You make him have his healing orb, his Discord orb for the decreased healing, and they give him Symmetra's like defense up orbs. Simple.
Yeah, and then that way you have 3 builders, or I guess, okay, you still have 2 builders in the game, right? Because the only other builder is Torb.
Torb, yeah.
Yeah, so that way you have 2 builders. And Torb and Symmetra, let's just assume that happened, they would still fit very different roles. Because Torb still likes to sit very far back. Symmetra could be mid-range frontline almost.
Exactly.
And she can get those ranged turrets, so you can force people out of areas. Versus Torb, you kind of have to go to Torb. Symmetra can go to them. So I still feel like there's space in the Overwatch world for a character like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Honestly, I don't want to stay on this. We should really move on.
Yeah, I was actually going to say sorry for bringing us back.
I think she should just keep her shield ultimate, honestly. If she's
the
gonna
shield
be
ultimate I'm okay with, but
yeah.
The fact that like one of her core abilities is just spamming shields on people that require absolutely no thinking, that's not fun either. Like, I don't like that about Symmetra. I don't be like,
well, they got rid of that, right?
Did they?
Yeah, they replaced it with the
yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
Oh, that's right. Okay, my bad. Okay. So, I mean, I guess in that case, because I thought she still had that, so I guess it's too early in the morning for this. But still, then, I don't know, then maybe in that case, I wouldn't mind her ult being changed and being something more on the defensive line, but I don't really have a substitute for it, so I can't really say.
Right.
I'm not, like, opposed to it, though. Like, I'm not opposed to her keeping her shield, but if she were to be reclassified, I think that might have to be getting some attention. But enough of the Overwatch world. So I think we kind of covered how supports work in this type of game where it's like a first-person shooter MOBA hybrid type thing. I don't even know if you can classify it as a MOBA hybrid anymore. But let's look at actual MOBAs like League of Legends and Heroes of the Storm. I know you guys aren't as familiar with this, so I guess we'll kind of gloss over it. But I think it is important to talk about because, again, these types of games are support-oriented. You only have a few characters that can actually heal. And there's a pretty big difference between Heroes of the Storm and League. So League, I'm going to wrap this up quickly because you guys have never really played League at all. Only like a few heroes can actually heal, and they're heals that heal you for like 10% of your health, maybe, after buffs. And it's on like a 9-second cooldown. So there really isn't healing. There's like maybe two heroes I can think of that heal you, Nami and Sona. And the cooldowns on them are so long, and the amount of heals that they do, they're so minimal that you don't feel like you're a healer. It still feels kind of like a buff. Like, here, just take this quick little Q, you know? Just, oh, look, there's 7% of your health back. Woo! The supports in League are mainly ward bots and buff bots. And by that, I mean, your gameplay is basically roaming the map and placing down vision so that you can protect your team from getting ganked. I think that's where most of the support complaints come from, that type of gameplay, because unless you're playing like a high skill champion like Thresh, where you hook people into your team, think of Roadhog, right? So there's a character called Thresh, you just throw your hook out, you hook people, you can completely change the game with one hook, but he's very hard to play compared to Roadhog. So I think that type of high what's it called? Like high skill cap hero would make support more fun for those types of people. But for people like me, I'm gonna go play somebody where I can target people and press a button because it's a lot easier. Yeah. So I think like the lower skill areas support gets kind of boring, like I mentioned earlier, because you just don't have the mechanics to make those outplays.
Right.
So, and then going to heroes, because I know you guys have played a little bit more of this, so you can participate in this discussion. Support it's kind of between League and it's kind of between Overwatch, I think. That's probably because it's a Blizzard game, but there are a lot more healers. So Ryan, when you play, you sometimes play Uther, right? And Uther has a lot of heals, but he has CC as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So what do you think when you play Heroes of the Storm support? What do you think of your role in the team?
I think that because Heroes is more of a gradual game, By that I mean like you don't start with all your abilities. You don't start with like all your skill tree. Like you have to get through that into the match. It's different than Overwatch where like I have my whole kit available to me and I can do things. With heroes, I still like it. I just feel a little bit limited at the beginning because Uther, he does heals and he does some CC, but he doesn't really get really active until the end where you can do more healing, and then his ultimate ability at the end is where you can resurrect after dying and heal people when you die. So that's like really helpful. So I like that aspect of heroes.
Yeah, have you ever played Lily? I think I was trying to get you to play Lily.
I think I played like one match as Lily just to try her out, and she was okay. I mean, she wasn't. I mean, she was simple.
Yeah, so like Uther, Lily, Brightwing, Rhaegar, Kharazim. There's actually a ton of supports. Oriel, Lieutenant Morales. I can keep going. There's a ton of supports in the game, and they all have some sort of CC for the most part. Even if it's not one of their core abilities, they can kind of bake it into their kit. But they all have more heals than League. And so when you actually play one of these, you still can't call them a healer because they do a lot more things besides healing. But like some of them shield, some of them do that other stuff. So I think like heroes would be my prime design of support, the actual support class, because you're always doing something, whether it's damage. Like I play my Brightwing and I sometimes top siege damage because I just sit in a lane and I teleport to people who need heals, shield them up, speed them up. It's great. I love Brightwing. I know Mike can't really participate too much in here. Have you played? You've only played a couple times, right?
Yeah, like I played Lily. I played Lily.
So okay,
there was
that's
another
fine.
character, but yeah.
Well, why don't you
know,
talk
like,
about Lily? Because she's like the basic healer in Heroes.
Yeah, I mean, she literally just like follows people and like throws heals at them, and like the cooldown's fast enough where you actually feel like you're healing. And then then you throw like those little turrets around. So I mean, it's
little
like
dragons.
Yeah, it's like super simple, but like it's fun. It definitely feels like you're healing, other than like the few League games I play where I was in support. I'm like, oh yeah, good luck out there, buddy.
Yeah, well that's basically how I feel. And also League is just, people can say what they want, but League is a very difficult game, I think.
No, it is. Mm-hmm.
It's not just playing your character, because if it was, you'd be in Heroes of the Storm. Shots fired. But League is very vision oriented and stuff like that, and when you take all those extra typical support elements out, you're giving more of a hybrid option of it. Like you're making this hybrid, hey, I'm gonna do damage. Like Lily has a dragon build. Kharazim has like a 7 palms build where you can basically build damage but still support your team because of your kit. Like, it's like Ana. Like, I can still do a ton of damage, but I still have my AoE heal. I can still heal you if I want. I would love to see Ana be put into the game. Don't know how that would work, but I think that would be great. But yeah, so I think Heroes of the Storm is more like that hybrid, and I really like that type of approach the most, personally.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I mean, you also like Brightwing, which is fun because, I mean, obviously Brightwing is tougher to play, but it's nice because like she can do a lot of healing and then she can like warp to you if you're in danger, which is really helpful for a map that size in Heroes. Yeah,
and what's great about Heroes too is that it does stink that you kind of have to build up your character over time, but there's a reason why they do that, and that's because as you get these talent points, as you level up, these spells do more than what they were just intended. So maybe my polymorph ability only started out as a polymorph, but I can talent it up so that when I polymorph someone, they take 25% increased damage. So now I'm not just CCing somebody because they're on my carries, I'm CCing them because they're a prime target and I want them to die faster. So I do like that, even though you are a support and you are giving your team more avenues to kill people, Brightwing's not a playmaker, but I can kind of like lead the team. Whenever I play her, I use a lot of pings and I kind of tell people like, okay guys, in the fights, get on these guys. And so I'll polymorph and then ping that target and everybody will go on them and he'll die. Versus somebody like Thresh from League where I can be like, yo guys, you ready? We're all going in, I'm gonna hook you in, I'm gonna pull you guys over here, blah blah blah. Just different designs, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
but I do like how you can like change them to fit your play style.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I was going to bring up one other, before we move on, one more generic support topic. Mm-hmm. So we've already talked about like why we like supports, who we play, why it's necessary. So we play it because we like to support and we like to help our team. I think, Nicole, you once said to me something really meaningful, where you said to me once that you like to support because you can say to somebody that, oh, you pulled off that great play, well, I helped you pull off that great play, somebody's there supporting you. So that is like
Yeah.
you're still relevant. Another thing I want to say is that do we sometimes feel like we play supports because we don't trust others to do it? And I'll get into this when we talk about Xenoblade. But sometimes it's like if I'm playing Overwatch, Xenoblade, World of Warcraft, whatever we're playing, sometimes I'll play support because not only do I like it and I like to help, but sometimes I don't trust others to heal me up. Like if I'm playing, we can get into this later, but if I'm playing Charla, I know that I'm going to be healing who needs to be healed. I'm not going to sit there waiting for heals that never will come.
Yeah, I feel like for the most part, it depends on the game. Heroes I play support just because, one, I just really enjoy the hero supports. Like, I think they're actually very fun to play. But I also just play it because most people who play support because they have to just don't do a good job. So if I'm playing like a ranked match, I'll probably be fine playing a support character because I know I'll try. A lot of people, when they get support, they'll just be like, alright, I'm going to pick a tank anyway and just do whatever I want. I'd rather have a well-rounded comp and have a higher chance of winning. So I guess that's why I play a lot of support. Same thing with Overwatch. Like, if you go into a competitive match and nobody picks a support, are you still going to go pick a damage player? You know,
yeah,
like,
or if some guy's forced to be support.
Yeah, like, Mike, I know you play a lot of support and competitive. Like, why do you play it because you really like Mercy, or do you not trust people?
Well, I really do like Mercy. I just know, like, I don't want to, like, toot my own horn here, but I know, like, I want to, like, the best Mercies.
You're the GOAT Mercy.
At least in my tier, I've never seen a Mercy that's, like, healed as well as I did. And I know
Yeah,
that's...
because you're the GOAT.
Yeah,
The goat.
exactly. And, like, I'd be, if I'm, like, playing, like, another character, like, my Tracer, I'd be like, hey, Mercy, can I heal you? I'm right in front of you real fast.
Yeah, no, I get very possessive of my characters. Like when I'm on Brightwing or when I'm not on Brightwing and somebody on my team has Brightwing, I will watch you and I will criticize every single move you make.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I
for
am
God.
a level 10 Brightwing. Okay, I know how to play this girl. And if you're not teleporting at the right times and if you're not polying and shielding, I'm gonna call you out, and I have, but in a nice way.
It remind me never to play Brightwing when Nicole's in the room.
Yeah, seriously, I don't want to be tested and scored.
Jeez.
Brightwing's actually kind of hard to play, so I wouldn't recommend her.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, Heroes of the Storm is not that hard to play, but in the grand scheme of things, if you were to compare Lily to Brightwing, there is a very big difference.
Of
Yeah.
course.
But yeah, so anyway, so I think that's enough for the MOBAs. Before we get into Xenoblade, I do want to talk about World of Warcraft.
I agree. I want to talk about that too.
Ryan's played limited World of Warcraft, so at least he'll understand a little bit of the basis. Mike, have you played?
No, like, I've played MMOs where I'm healing, but not
Okay.
Warcraft.
I think pretty much MMO healing is the same across the board, so I think you'll still be able to participate in this.
Yay.
Usually in MMO world, there is no support class. They're healers. They're actually just called healers. So, spoiler alert. There are like the 3 archetypes. You get the tanks, you get the DPS, which are the damage per second, the damage dealers, and then you get the healers. They're not even supports, like I said. And that's because in MMOs, you're actually just spamming heals the entire time. There's less supporting. And I think that this, if you were to look at healing and supporting as a whole across all games, this is probably the weakest, most unfun out of all of them, which I don't want to make it sound like I hate it because I have healed for about 4 years in World of Warcraft. I have more healers than I don't. So I do enjoy healing, but I can understand why people don't, because you just sit there and there's idiots taking damage and you just spam your heals. 2,
Yeah.
3. Oh, he took a lot of damage. 1, 2, 2, 3. Oh man, he's about to die. 5. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I know in my Final Fantasy 14 days, like, the biggest problem, I'm sure it's the same for WoW, is like when you're starting off as a healer for like half till you reach the max, like let's say the max is like 50 or whatever, like all the way till like 25, you really don't have like any like fun skills. It's like when you're doing dungeons, you're literally just sitting back and, like you were saying, you just press like 1, 2, 1.
Yeah, see, WoW over the years has tried to make those classes a little bit more fun. Like priests have something called Leap of Faith. And so basically it's like a hook, but for your teammates, and you don't have to target. You just like click on who you want and then you press it. So if somebody's about to get hit by a mechanic, you just Leap of Faith them, or we call it life grip. You just life grip them over and they get pulled to you. So like, that's fun because you can save
cool.
somebody. And you can also kind of use it in cool ways where if the tank needs to reposition immediately, you just pull them out. So, I mean, they've introduced stuff like that, but it'll never be where Overwatch and where Heroes of the Storm are, just because, one, they're completely different games, and they need completely different needs. But two, I mean, World of Warcraft is so old, and the engine can only do so much. So it's gotten better, and a lot of what healing is now is managing cooldowns and really maximizing the uses of all of your abilities, because you can run out of mana pretty quickly. But one of the things about World of Warcraft in the past was gearing, and so even though it's still important now, at least healers in the past, whenever you hit max and you were under geared, you would run out of mana so quickly. You had to be 110% efficient with everything that you did. And that's where, like, I loved healing, because you had to make sure that people weren't topped off. Like, your team may be sitting at 50% HP, and that's fine.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
it's like weird. But go ahead, I've been ranting.
No, I was gonna say that I've played WoW as well. Obviously, nowhere near as much as you have, not even close. But I've played World of Warcraft. I've done dungeons. I don't think I've ever done a raid, but I've done dungeons where I've been in all three roles: DPS, tank, and healer. And I will say that I like to heal because I feel like it's nice and fun to help out. But I feel like WoW is really important and really dependent on the healing, because I've watched some of your raids in the past, and I know from experience that, like, in Overwatch, if you don't heal as much, I mean, obviously you can lose, but a really good Reinhardt ult can, like, turn the game around in a snap. With a raid, I watched some of your raids, and it's like, if you don't heal properly, you're going to lose the raid, and healing is just so important in those games.
Yeah, in raid scenarios, healing's job is to basically, you have to watch every single timer. Like, there's like boss timers. You have to know every single mechanic so that you can either pre-heal or get ready. Like, you have to start casting a heal before the attack goes off so that you can heal people up instantly. And it's fun, but it's just, there's no playmaking because there are no plays to make, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's just really important, though. Like,
it's very important, and it's necessary. So that's why a lot of people don't really hop to it. And I've been switching off between damage and healers for so many years, so I'm fine with both. But right now I'm on a DPS thing just because I find the buttons are a little bit more fun to press. Mike, do you have any input about, like, MMOs in general?
I think we covered everything. No, I don't really got anything here.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then do you guys want to talk about games like Xenoblade, Dragon Age, that kind of thing, where you have, like, a team that you control?
Yeah, I actually wanted to talk about, like, non-traditional games. Like when you think of support characters in games, you think of the three we just covered, but I wanted to talk about, like, the other type of games.
Yeah, so let's talk about Xenoblade then, because there are support characters in this game, and basically it's like a team. For those of you who don't know, you have a team of 3 people. You have multiple people, but you can only have 3 out at one time. And they have, again, different roles, like tank, damage, support. One of the supports is Charla, and Melia and Ricky. Those are the 3 supports that you can kind of swap out. But when you're not actually controlling one of the character, the computer takes over the other 2. So you can swap between them. I don't think you can swap in the middle of combat, though.
No, you can't swap in the middle of combat. You can swap in and out of combat.
Yeah, so how about you guys, this is probably your area of expertise because both of you have played more Xenoblade than I have. But what do you guys feel about those support characters? Like, do you typically find yourself controlling those characters more than the tanks or the damage, or like what's up with that? Let's hear from Mike, because Mike hasn't spoken.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mike-o.
So basically, those type of games, I don't really pick healers just because it's single player, and I want to be the main focus. I want to be the main character. I want to be up in the action.
Same here.
So, but you typically, like, those healers aren't bad. Like, eventually I want to change this topic into, like, a more general RPG, but just sticking on Xenoblade for now. Like, Charlotte, like, was always good for me. There's been times where she's bad, but I'm pretty sure, Ryan, you can, like, change your tactics so she, like, focuses on more skills and stuff.
Yeah, I think you can. You can, like...
Or I know you can change her loadout where, like, you take, like, stuff, like, you don't want her using. You're like,
I think you can change the priority as well.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I think there's,
Ryan,
like, that
you have confirmation
whole, like...
on this?
You may have disconnected. Oh.
No, I'm here. What was the question?
If you could make, like, priorities, like with Charlotte, can you make her, like, prioritize different skills rather than others?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, the great thing about Xenoblade is that you have many different skills, and just like with WoW, you can equip which skills you want into your skill bar, and then also during the battle, you can call out different actions. Like you can say like focus on me, focus on the boss, focus on the tank. So not only can you incorporate certain spells, not spells, you can incorporate certain abilities that she can only do in battle, but you can also call out different commands where you're like, hey, just focus on me, or hey, just focus on him instead. So you could do that.
So like Charlotte was always my healer during it, but I remember towards like the middle of the game I was like struggling with her because it's like, oh, she's not really doing like what I wanted her to do. And then, like, I played around with that and the commands and stuff. It's like, okay, now she's good. Yeah. There's no reason for me to really focus on it. Go be her and, like, do the healing.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've experienced similar things, and also on online, I've seen similar comments where Charlotte obviously is really good early game because you're just starting out with Shulk, Ryan, and Charlotte, so you got a healer, and she does like her single healing, her burst healing. I mean, obviously her one big downfall, and I don't understand why this is a thing when everybody else's is positive, but her ultimate, technically or whatever, is like she has a cooldown, like a forced cooldown, which like sucks because like she'll overheat her rifle.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah,
but my rifle's hot.
Scorching hot. I should have mentioned this with Anna earlier, but support characters give us a bunch of memes like a scorching hot. Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Avoid this part.
It's just a scratch. It's just a scratch. I'll be fine.
Support characters are the most sarcastic because they have to deal with all the idiots on their team.
Literally. But anyway, so with Charla, she's more healing focused, crowd control, and she's really useful. And then this is something that Nicole hasn't really experienced, like she even said, but once you get to mid-game, well, actually, no, I mean, Nicole's made it to the end of the game, but what I was saying was that Charla is really good early and mid-game, but when you get toward the end, she just doesn't do as much as you want her to, so I use a lot of Melia, because Melia does a lot of, like, healing with, like, buffs and stuff, so that's who I use a lot.
There was one point in the middle of the game where I basically ran 99% of the game with Ryan, Shulk, and Charla. And there was one point where I just could not get past this, like, mini boss. It wasn't even a full-on boss. It was, like an elite pack of mobs or something. And I just kept dying. And I think I wiped, like, maybe 20 times. And I'm like, why am I not getting enough heals? I know I can brute force this, but I just need the heals to do it. And so I was like, I'm just going to play Charla. And so I just played Charla, and I was like, wow, this character, I need to change all of its action bars. And first of all, I didn't have any fun playing Charla, but I needed to do it for the sheer fact that the computer was just not doing a good enough job. It was switching off between Shulk and Ryan, but the problem was that Shulk was also tanking one of the mobs. So I was like, oh, I guess I have to play Ryan now to tank all the mobs. So I switched to Ryan, and then Charla's not healing me. And I'm like, what is going on here? So I guess in that kind of scenario, sometimes I do end up playing the support character just because the computer just is so dumb. But yeah, I don't necessarily enjoy playing support characters in like single player games. I get my joy from support when somebody on my team says, great heals, Mercy, or nice
You need
sleep,
those
Anna.
compliments.
Yeah, you know, like, I want to be reassured, and that's another reason why people don't play support. Who are you going to compliment first? The McCree with the 5-man ult, or the Ana that kept you alive? You're probably going to remember the ult more. Mm-hmm. You know, so.
Yeah, I mean, and I agree with that, where you both said it already, that in single-player games, you want to be the damage dealer, because, like, it's just you. But there are times where I felt like I need to play the healer, where it's like I'm also facing a quest boss or a big boss and I'm just not getting the heals I need. I'll swap to Charla, or in most cases I'll swap to Melia, because I don't mind playing Melia. She's fun and she does a lot of stuff. But no, I mean, that's what I like to do. And then Ricky, I mean, I just never used him because, like, I mean, there's 7 characters, but then again, you just fall into who you like. You said that you fell into that Shulk, Ryan, Charla build that you always used. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like to, every time I play the game, just to keep it fresh, I would switch around my party, but I just never included Ricky, because if I needed, like, a tanky character, I would just pick Ryan or Dunban, because Dunban's more of, like, a fast tank, and if I love Dunban. And then if I needed a healer, I would pick either Charla or Melia. So I think my traditional party was a mix of Shulk, Dunban, Dunban, Melia, 7. I'm not going to say 7's name in case people haven't got that far, but 7.
7?
I know who that is.
It's the last character you get of your party that I don't want to mention because of spoilers.
Oh, okay.
Because some people haven't gone that far.
Is this person really the last one?
Technically, she's number 7, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that.
Yeah, so 7, Shulk, Dunban, Melia. But so and I don't really use Charla, Ryan, and Ricky that much. But I think my main party was like a mix of those other 4 because I just love using them.
Oh, I think I dropped Rhine for number 7. Just FYI.
Well, I mean, no, because the great thing about 7 and this is she can actually play any role. Like you can make her like a Dunban type of tank.
I made her like a Dunban tank.
Well, Dunban tank is the best tank. So
yeah. But yeah, okay. So I think we're wrapping this up now because Mike's got to run. But do you guys have any like closing statements about support characters? Maybe convince some people to try out support in their own games.
Well, wait, did we go over our favorite characters? Did I miss that?
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's go over our favorite support characters from all.
I gotta
the
bring my
games.
girl into this conversation.
Go for it.
Okay, so did anybody ever play Borderlands 2?
Yes, and I know who you're talking about, but I never played as this person.
Okay, so Maya is hands down my favorite support.
Maya
She
Faye?
can do literally like everything. So
That's great.
I don't want to like stay on it too long, so I'm just gonna like quickly go over her. So basically, her basic ability is she lifts people in the air and then puts them down. Lifts them in the air and puts them down for like 5 seconds. So when they're in the air, they can't do anything. Teammates shoot them. It's good fun for everyone. So eventually, you go down like the healing tree, and then when you pick people up, your teammates just get healed, just like that.
That's great.
And then another ability you get is when you lift them up and they die, health orbs shoot out and go to your teammates.
Oh,
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, so, and then eventually you get an upgrade where you could just revive people just by using your ability on your teammates.
Jeez, is this
So-
a DLC character?
No, this is one of the main 4.
Oh wow.
I love this girl. So, like, someone's across the map, you're fighting like this raid boss, teammate goes down across the map, instantly revive him, and then he's like back to full health and ready to go.
I'm
like,
ratting you
a
out to
second.
your mercy.
That's fine.
Whoa! So you
I
choose
know.
Maya over Mercy?
Yeah, I choose Maya over Mercy. I love
Wow.
Maya.
Wow.
Because she's so fun. She's so active. Because obviously, all the characters, for the most part, do like the same damage in a way. Like their base damage. Because that depends on the guns you have.
Yeah, yeah.
And then sometimes the guns complement the abilities. So another ability she could get is like if you shoot people, you heal them. And then you're like, oh, that's not too good. Because obviously, in Borderlands, you're running around a lot, right? And then you gotta reload a clip to heal them. But eventually, this combo I got is there's this gun that doesn't use ammo. Basically, it's like an infinity pistol.
Oh god, that sounds broken.
Yeah, it shoots like an SMG and like it just goes on forever. But the damage isn't really there.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what I ended up doing is when I go down and like someone needs to revive me, and like you basically to revive, you run over to the person, hold the button for like 5 seconds and pick them up. I just shoot the pistol into them as they're healing me, so I don't have to reload, and they're getting healed to full health while they're picking me up.
What? That's awesome.
That's insane.
That sounds cool. I have to give Borderlands 2 another try.
If you guys want to go through it, we gotta.
It's a fun game. I own it on Xbox, so I'm not sure how that'll work. But
Yeah,
I
so
know
the-
Borderlands
yeah.
is fun.
So like it's fun to mix and match the abilities and like different combos. And
Yeah,
like
that's fun. It's always fun, like saving your teammate to be like, "Oh, I saved your ass."
yeah, and then they shower you with compliments.
My favorite is when you're like, "Oh my god, I just saved you," and they'd be like, "No, I was fine." Like,
Oh
no,
my God,
I saved
don't
you. I
even
hate
bring
it when
that
people do
up.
that.
Well, why were you running? That's the
Why?
problem.
Why are you running? All right, Ryan, what's your favorite support character?
I have to pick one.
Yes,
Just one.
One. Because if I
Um,
have to pick one, then you have to pick one.
Fine. I mean, for me, it's got to be it's a battle between Lucio and Melia for me. But I think that I have to go with. I mean, I have to go with Lucio. I mean,
Boy.
I have to go. With, I mean, I
Lucio.
have to go with Lucio. I mean, I love Melia. She's really helpful in any situation, and that's why people consider her to be one of the best like playable characters in that game. But I just have to go with my boy Lucio, honestly.
It's your boy Lucio. He's cool.
Let's
You
drop the
can
beat.
people-
Look at this
Yeah.
team. We're gonna do great.
We're gonna do great.
He's so positive. I feel like you are Lucio, Ryan.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I
I know.
You know what? I would rather you call me Lucio than How. All right.
You are How, too.
You
No.
are. You are.
I'd rather be Lucio.
Why does everybody hate How?
I don't hate him. I just don't like
Yeah,
him.
he's the best support. Stand
He
aside,
is.
Maya.
No, Lily's the best support. Come on.
Okay, well, to wrap this up, my favorite support is Midna.
Did you say Midna?
Yeah.
Oh, I get behind that.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
no. She does. She has the grip of life with her hand, and then she also has her shield. She has her teleport. No, she's a good support.
I agree.
My real answer was going to be
Bayonetta.
No. I mean, Min is cool and all, but I mean, I guess if I had to pick like a traditional one, it's actually a character that's not classified as support, but he's like a Symmetra, where he's.
I was just gonna say it's Symmetra.
It's not Symmetra. It's Medivh from Heroes of the Storm. So he's classified as a specialist. So he's not a support, but if you play him correctly, he's basically a support. He has shields for his allies. He has this ability with a portal where like you create a portal for your teammates, so you just click on it and you get teleported somewhere else, and you can save them, you can go in, you can cut the other team off, you can do a lot of things with it. So there's a lot of playmaking ability. And then his ultimate is, he has 2 ultimates you could choose from. One's a giant polymorph where people just turn into little critters for like a 3-second period, and then another one just freezes everybody that it touches. So, I mean, that sounds pretty support-ish. He's still classified as a specialist, because he can also do a ton of damage. But I do like him, because if we need a support, I end up playing him. People get pissed. I don't care. I will save you multiple times. He has an immunity shield on like a 4-second cooldown, where you take no damage for a second. Like, it's ridiculous.
Oh my god.
So, Medivh, you are my favorite. But, okay, yeah, so to wrap this up, for the question of the week.
Question of the week.
Play support? Question of the week. Do you like to play support? And if so, what game and with who? So, if you like to play Mercy, try to convince us why you think you're a better Mercy than Mike.
Oh, go for it. I challenge you.
The challenge accepted.
I'm putting the challenge out there.
But yeah, I mean, I think this came out pretty good. Like, you know, supports are underappreciated for sure in some games more than others. I think, like, WoW, healers will never get a compliment because people don't look at their HP bars. Like, if you die, you yell at a healer, but you never thank them for keeping you alive because their job is keeping you alive versus saving you.
You would have died like a lot faster.
Like, yeah, like in Overwatch, you save people, you don't keep them up. You know, like there's a difference. So, yeah, I think it's definitely a role that's underappreciated, and all 3 of us enjoy playing it, so I thought it was a good idea when Ryan brought this up. So thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. Job.
No problem. But you know what? To sum it all up, I mean, they might be underappreciated, but Mercy says it the best. She says whenever you upvote her, it's nice to be appreciated.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, thanks guys for listening, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week. Are we recording next week?
I think we can.
Yeah, that should be good.
That was.
I'll brainstorm new topics, or you guys can suggest topics in the comments as well.
Or if you have a topic or a game or something that you want us to cover, just throw it in the section below.
The suggestions.
Anyway, see you guys next episode, whenever that is.
See you guys later.
Bye.